Hi, it's day 29 of this Fearless Challenge, and I wanted to talk to you about optimal aging. And why is it so important for me to talk about this? Well, one of the ways that I'm being very brave is to just full on announce my age and that it's my 50th birthday coming up this year, and I'm really excited about it. It's such a great way to embrace this landmark of half a century, as well as my company being 25 years in the making, moving to San Francisco, making all these big life changes. So I just thought, yeah, why don't I just announce it? And there is such a stigma in our society around women speaking about their age or talking about their age openly, and I feel really good about it. I don't really go around announcing my age in general, so for some people this might be a surprise. And there is also this stigma that a lot of people think that I'm younger than I am, or they'll tell me if they have known me for 20 years, like, gosh, you haven't aged at all. What is going on? And I just find that so fun, so humorous. But like I talked about in some of my other videos, I have worked on activating my youth and vitality genes. Everything I do is geared towards regenerative therapeutics. Every single program, it's not just this obsession with looking young, but it's about living the most potent, high vitality, radiant health that I can, and to inspire others to find the tricks and the tools and the ways of creating a lifestyle out of it. So for me, it's my everything. I love being high energy. I love being healthy. I love inspiring others to focus on their health. It's not just physical health and the way we physically look. It definitely is our mental, emotional, and psycho-spiritual states that are so important. I can't even stress enough how it's all intertwined. It's all one. So when I do body mapping, that is a huge, big deal, is to look at every area of life, your relationships, your home, your job, your money, your connection to self, your connection to source. They all have an impact on our vitality. And most people have noticed the levels of busyness and stress that are happening as a standard in our society, and I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying the sick, broke, stressed, busy, tired, any of that language. I've removed it all from my reality, and I do cherish that I have an unusual lifestyle, that I've created unusual lifestyle where I can focus on not only my health and my optimal well-being, but that of others, and I steep myself in it all day long, every day. But I do encourage you to find your own balance with it and find your own way of living what is optimal for you. So there is something that I mentioned last time, the difference between biological age and chronological age. And chronological age is easy. It's from your birth date. It's the linear time in which you have been on the planet since you were born until now. Biological age are different markers and factors that you can measure to tell the health of the body. And this has become more of the new science that is very popular amongst people like Tony Robbins and Deepak Chopra. His new book, Life Force, that came out last year, actually outlines a lot of these practices, a lot of these tools and techniques and supplements and different science backing principles, things that I have been doing and focusing on and passionate about for 25 years, like I said, are now becoming popular. And it just makes me so happy to see that there's now clinical studies showing that the electromagnetic therapies will naturally stimulate stem cell production, which of course heals the body, but accelerates the body's ability to heal, because everybody has stem cells in their body. They just need to be stimulated or to be activated, and they can be done in different ways. So a lot of people are using injectables these days for stem cell therapy, but a lot of the electromagnetic therapies, the reason why stem cell production is so important is that's how the body repairs and rejuvenates itself. as well as minerals, amino acids, and enzymes, and different superfoods and nootropics and supplements. I'm really big on megadosing the body with all of this different highly dense, nutrient dense substances, and that includes foods like superfoods, but a lot of our foods have been so deeply affected by the chemical manipulation and stripped of any real nutrients in the soils and things like that, that we really do need to supplement the body. At the age of 50, your body has half the growth hormones that it does at 25, and this continues to gradually drop off. And growth hormones are part of the body's ability to repair and rejuvenate. And I don't take any synthetic growth hormones. There's a lot of bioidentical hormone therapies that Western medicine focuses on, and I like to focus on more of a natural way of producing that, teaching the body how to regulate and produce that, instead of, if you manipulate that from a chemical standpoint, then you're dependent on that chemical manipulation for the rest of your life. So I like to find ways that our bodies can naturally remember how to produce these important hormones. So that also includes things like I talked about with the theta healing and working with source energy. That's so important as well, doing the meditations and tapping into this life force energy that pulses through us. We are all animated by this incredible mysterious force that pulses through the trees, that breathes the ocean, that flies the birds. We're all part of that life force, and that is really what I am passionate about tapping into and living it, making a lifestyle out of it. So it's not just something I do once a week or on the weekends. It's every day I'm priming myself, every day I'm tuning myself, every day I'm researching the latest in energy medicine technologies, as well as the kind of therapies and the kind of supplements. I'm always experimenting and alchemizing and guinea pigging my own body with some concoction and some new therapy. And I love it. So that includes exercise and being out in the sun and hydrating and all those things, all the basics I call them, even though it's radical, getting enough rest, getting enough sleep. But really the most important part for me, not a huge surprise, is my connection to source, because we are ultimately infinite and eternal. But to tap into the youth and vitality genes, we need to work with the DNA and the chromosomes and lengthening the telomeres. And there's a lot of genetic therapy, gene therapy happening for the last couple decades that have known this, and they have been working with this, that there are ways to work with the dormant strands of DNA. There's all this junk DNA. 95% of our DNA, they say, is junk. That is just absolutely not the case. We just haven't tapped into some of the abilities and some of the need. The body works on a need basis. So as we stimulate ourselves and grow into new areas and challenge ourselves, then we actually turn on more of our extrasensory abilities. And you can see I'm passionate about this topic because I'm talking fast and I'm getting excited, and I'll slow it down a little too and just end with a huge wave of love and gratitude and thanks for even taking this journey with me. We still have one more video, but the most important ingredient is your happiness, is my happiness. I can actually say that even with the ups and downs and all arounds and all the challenges that happen in my life, I am truly happy, and I'm dedicated to living the joy experience and bringing more joy and upliftment to myself in the world. And that is after living an extremely long life that joy didn't even hit the radar. There was no consideration. Happiness was not the primary goal of any of my choices for the first few decades of my life. And so it's a huge, big deal to allow yourself to be happy and to understand that flourishing energetics isn't just about money. Our whole society has turned into these for-profit model based systems that it's like money at all costs, and People are overworking and overdoing and throwing themselves into imbalance and energetic debt, not just monetary debt, and that will not lead to optimal health. I know, easier said than done. We just sometimes have to tiptoe out in the other direction and start to make big life changes, but it is why I've chosen to have less income and more time in nature, going back and forth to Hawaii and living this unusual lifestyle. Because sure, I could just try and make as much money as possible and work 80, 100 hours a week to try to achieve something or build something for a model of success. But that's not my definition of success or happiness. So I value my time. I value my connection to this inner world and these inner realms that have taught me so much. Just even this morning, I have to tell you, I had the most powerful transmission every time I say this, but this transmission was all about restructuring the entire endocrine system and the relationship to sleep and working with the energy managers. And the endocrine system is one of the most important systems that I focus on and that I specialize in with the electromagnetic therapies and all of my different empowerment, movement, embodiment, meditations. It is so, so important that we're working with the energy managers to have the youth and vitality and for the body to be functioning optimally. So it's first thing in the morning. Just wanted to get this video done. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow for the very last day. I'm pinching myself with excitement that I've actually done it. I'm doing it, that I'm almost there with the 30-day challenge. And I'm really glad that I've accepted even this invitation from my own source self to be brave enough to talk about age, to talk about turning 50, to redefine what it is to be a woman, and that we're just getting started. I really feel like 50 is 50 is the new 30 or the new 40 or whatever people want to say, but it's a very exciting time to be alive, to have longevity, but not just length of life, but the quality of life, and that we can also have vitality, because I don't see any point in living longer if we're actually going to deteriorate or degenerate and have all these illnesses and diseases and on medications and all those things. So I know that there's a way for us to really boost our optimal radiant health by practicing these regenerative therapeutics. So that is really the crux of everything I do if I was going to put it under one envelope. I'll see you tomorrow for the last day. Aloha. Namaste.